welcome to another edition of HiiVE Podcast, introducing you to the eXp Realty trailblazers and newsmakers that are aligning under one brokerage and creating a movement in the real estate industry. I'm your HiiVE host, Sam Rodriguez. What is all the buzz? Hey, everybody, and thanks again for popping into another episode of HiiVE Podcast. I'm Sam Rodriguez, your HiiVE host, and this week we get to bring you yet another special guest. Let me bring him on in here. All right, well, welcome. Hey, Mark Pattison from San Diego. Thanks for joining us to be our special guest here this week. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, and it's been awesome to have you on board here with eXp. Mark, you guys have been crushing it out there in San Diego. We'll talk some production stuff here. But before we actually get into some of that fun stuff, maybe a brief background, a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so I've been in real estate, I think now for, I want to say 5 years, and started out as a solo agent, quickly realized that I needed to join a team to kind of get to the production levels I wanted to get to. And soon enough, started my own team, probably a little too early, but looking back, I didn't know anything. I didn't know different. So just been going at it and been with eXp for a few months now. Had our best month ever in April, which was 40 transactions.
I saw that.
And we have another month coming up for May. We have 41 so far.
Awesome. All right. I love hearing that. So, you guys have been crushing it. You guys came over, you were with an independent boutique prior to eXp. You guys were doing a ton of business. I think well over 100 transactions. Actually, it was a couple hundred transactions, right?
Yeah, so 242 last year.
That's giant, and a lot of volume that goes with that. I know the price points are pretty good out in San Diego.
Yep.
Sorry, Midwesterners. Yeah. So what goes through your mind? If you're at an independent boutique like that, you've got a team that's crushing it out there. And then you hear about eXp opportunity. What's why eXp?
Yeah, so it took me a while, but the biggest reason was, people had some misperception of what eXp is about. A lot of people think it's about the recruiting thing only. I just checked my numbers actually for May so far. We're at 44.
Wow.
So we have 44 closing pending for May. So it's not about recruiting. Recruiting just comes naturally because people want to surround themselves with good people. I surround myself with people, Mary Maloney, Tammy Pack, Dan Beer, Kyle Whistle. How am I not going to be great if I talk to those people every single day?
Right. Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say, let's talk about that for a second too, because agents aren't used to doing that though. They're not used to aligning with some of their competition. It's usually, so I got to beat them, right? And that's okay. There's friendly competition. But why does it make sense here at eXp and not at, the independent you were at before, or at a Coldwell Banker or at another company out there?
Dude, Trojan horse. I'm just coming in to beat Kyle and Dan. I'm getting all their secrets, and then I'm going to take them down. No.
There you go.
Really, they're incentivized to help me out because it's all about the family tree. I call the downline and upline family tree. So if I reference family tree, that means it's part of my group.
Cool.
So my family tree, they're incentivized to help us out because it helps them grow. So with Dan being in my market, Kyle being in my market, they share everything I ask them for, even like actual business sense. Because for example, I'm a pretty newer guy to business. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, a lot of the times. So I had to ask Dan and Kyle, hey, how do I fill out this form? How do I do that? They're helping on more than just building your team or crushing it. They're helping on levels of thinking like how to be smart about, filing for your taxes, and they're not accountants or anything. They're going to refer me to the right people. Right.
So for those who are watching who may not even be familiar with the eXp model, you want to touch a little bit about when you talk about family tree, because again, some of this language just isn't normal in other companies.
For sure. So with our family tree, it is based on bringing people onto the company. Companies survive by growth. And so if you bring me on, which people in my family tree brought me on, so when I sell homes, they get a percentage of that. So you bring on successful agents, you get paid. You bring on non-successful agents, you're not going to get paid. So right there, it shows you who eXp is going after. They're going after the best agents out there. And if you get a good agent underneath you and recruit them to the company, you're going to get a part of their revenue share that they pay into eXp.
Yeah.
So nothing in addition. It's a small amount, but it adds up.
And it's not even so much about recruiting them, right? Because when you're out there and doing the type of production, maybe, not everybody's doing the type of production that you and some of the other folks that you mentioned there. But it's even not even about, like you said, it's not about recruiting. This isn't a recruiting company, but it is nice to know that you get rewarded for introducing other great agents to the company. And I think that that's where, again, creates that, you're talking about that family feel of collaboration. My favorite core value word here at eXp. But again, as far as kind of your production, it is increasing. And again, I'm not going to say that it's all because of eXp. It's because of you and your organization, right?
Yeah,
eXp is not going to take the credit and say it's because you came over here, but it is because you're aligning yourself with others that are helping you actually make you even better.
for
And
sure.
I do got to commend you first on 5 years in the business, that kind of production. I mean, it's nearly unheard of. So I tip my hat to you for sure.
We got 150 closed and pending so far to year to date, and our goal is 300. My real goal in my head is 366 because this year's a leap year and I want to sell one home a day.
Awesome.
So I'm pretty sure we'll make it happen, but
very, very cool. So on the crushing it real estate sales side, you guys are doing that. On the crushing it, introducing other awesome agents to the company, you're doing that too. You want to touch a little bit about that?
yeah, so with it, I lead with education. So I would never actively recruit for agents on my team. I actually probably tell people more no, like, nope, I'm not going to bring you on. I definitely tell more people no than bringing them on. I'm not someone who's going to like cold call and prospect FSBOs. I'm not someone who's going to cold call and prospect expireds. So why am I going to cold call and prospect agents?
Right.
I would never will call you. But if you ever want to chat about eXp, you can call me and I'm more than happy to explain it to you because I truly think it is a great company. So I think if you lead with education and lead with just being a really great salesperson, you're going to naturally recruit people. It's like if you're naturally a nice person, you're going to have friends. Yep. People want to be around you.
Yeah.
So same thing, I think about that just agent to agent, whether they're at our brokerage or not, doing deals with agents in my city.
Right.
It's very rare that you'll probably find someone that I say is that I'm not nice.
Well, and that's true. Everybody I have talked to has always said great things about you. I even had one of our competitors in another marketplace even talking so many great things about you. So that is a key too, right? It's just be a great human being. And you talk about that opportunity too to be able to introduce the opportunity. You're actually being able to do it even outside your market. I mean, it's not just like you're handcuffed in San Diego either, or one office, right? What does that mean, and what is that translating to you for right now?
So I actually have a couple teams now because eXp is like this sounds weird because people say like, oh, it's a cloud-based. Everything's cloud-based. You have the internet. Like you don't have to go into your office of whatever company you're with. Most of the agents don't go into the office. So aren't you cloud-based? One, and then, but it truly is set up cloud-based to where it's like, hey, if any agent in any city wants to be part of my team within my area, one, I can be within 100 miles. I can have more people on my team, like an expansion team, but I can also have family team members. Like I have someone coming over from in Boston, switching over from a brokerage, and he's going to be on our morning huddles on Zoom, and he's going to be on my daily team meeting, our weekly team meeting until he gets the feel of it. And I help him start recruiting agents to his own little team. So it's not extra work for me because I'm already doing my team meeting and I'm already doing my huddle, but that allows me to branch out and help that agent, which I would have already done. Right. But now I'm incentivized to actually help him.
Right. And you even talked about, I mean, even outside, even close by your hub there in San Diego, there's people who wanted to use the PorchLight name, right? I mean, you've created a great brand, love the marketing, love the brand. Other people love it as well because they're contacting and saying, hey, Mark, I want to be PorchLight over here. And I think it would make it a little bit more difficult in other brokerages or even the independents because if they're not in another market, or if there are in the other market, but sometimes it's a franchise and it's owned by somebody else, there's sometimes a lot of those restrictions, but I think that's opened up for you right as well, right?
For sure, yeah. eXp is very hands-off. And the other thing is, but the funniest thing is they're hands-off, but they're the easiest and most supportive brokerage I've ever been to. People are like, well, cloud-based, who do I know who's answering this? And I don't know who's answering my questions, but my questions are answered within seconds. I'm messaging, I'm like best friends with Jessica Hawkins. I don't even know who she is, but I talk to her every single day. I'm like, when all this is done, you're coming out to San Diego. I'm like, where are you? She's like, Tennessee. I'm like, what? So she's our account rep. She does all of our transactions. We talked with her every single day. She responds back to emails within seconds about every question we've ever had.
That's great.
You won't get that at any brokerage. I don't care if you're cloud-based or not.
That's a great testament. I always get that, the misconception. People say, well, what if I need my broker? And I go, they still have one of these, right? It's not like you can't call them, text them, email them. But instead of driving through traffic,
Yeah, you got workplace. And well, I don't want to use the eXp world. Great. I've been in the eXp world 3 times.
Yeah.
You don't have to go in the eXp world. You can just message them through workplace.
And especially in San Diego, because I've been there, I grew up nearby, and the traffic can be just from going from, you know, maybe La Jolla to Carlsbad. I mean, it could be quite a trek. That's the beauty of having a platform that we have. Like you're saying, do every agent go in there all day, every day? No. You know, we're not always you're not walking around with your avatar in cloud every day. You're out there being productive, selling real estate, and you're selling a ton of it.
Yeah, the cloud is for us if we need help. And you can jump in there and ask people, or if you want to lead a team meeting or do something, you can jump in there. You can also do your meetings on Zoom, just like you've always done. There's nothing. It's just that eXp has the tools there if you need them. It's like the people that ask for a bathtub at their house and then you sell their home 2 years later and you're like, how many baths did you take? And they're like, didn't really use it.
1, 2, yeah.
So their tools are there. I personally have some pretty sweet tools because I kind of created my own mini brokerage. So I'm already self-sufficient. But if you're a solo agents moving to eXp, you got everything handed to you. Marketing, you've got there's a marketing suite. You can jump in there and do all your open house flyers within seconds.
You touched on a good one. You said mini brokerage. That is exactly what every team, every other brokerage who's aligned to the eXp, except they no longer have that risk, responsibility, and liability. So you're absolutely right. I mean, again, we're going back to the brand. PorchLight didn't go away. PorchLight existed at the other company too, but PorchLight is still the dominant brand because that's what you've built up.
For sure.
eXp is just here to support that, right?
Yep. And compliance-wise, eXp is the same size on my signs. So eXp is there, but if you ask any one of my clients, they say, what company do I work for? They're all like, oh, PorchLight.
What was it, you know, when you think back, I know it wasn't too long ago, but although that said, I know you heard about the opportunity, I think maybe 6 months or so ago. So what was the defining moment where you said, you know, maybe it is time to go ahead and make this switch? You know, maybe this is something that's better for me and my team.
I would have switched a long time ago. It was actually about 3 or 4 years ago, a guy approached me about eXp. I'm glad I did not switch then, because when you switch, it's important what family tree you're part of. I would not have been a part of my really amazing tree right now. So I heard about eXp a while ago, was like, cool concept, whatever. I didn't know enough about real estate then. About a year ago, I got approached again by Kyle Whissel. Said, it sounds pretty sweet. Like, I would go right now, but I have 15 other people that I'm impacting their lives.
Right.
So it took me some time to do some research and find out, is this the right move? What was the defining factor was I spoke to some people on teams that were agents at eXp on a team leader. Because I'm like, well, of course it makes sense for the team leader. But what's it like for the solo agent? Or what's it like for the agent that's on the team? So I talked to those people and all of the people were like, we love it. It's so fast. It's so easy. Because you don't know, like, I don't know what it's going to be like when I move. No one does.
That's right.
Trust me, it's good. And I don't bounce around. Like, I was at my last brokerage for probably 3 years and I've only been an agent for 4.5, 5 years. It really was one team, then my last brokerage, and then here. And awesome. It just was like, you got to pivot just with the times, with everything that's going on. Change is good as long as it's changed for the better.
Right. That's true. That's true. So yeah, I mean, you make a good point there of doing the homework, right? Because that's all we will ask for people, is to hear out the opportunity. And so I guess what would you say for those who, again, maybe they've heard about eXp, maybe they're already talking to another eXp agent. I guess any advice for those folks right now that are, again, either on the fence or maybe think they know about the eXp opportunity? Because we say opportunity because it's very unique. It's a very unique business model. But what do you say to those folks who are maybe considering it? Maybe they're not looking to make a change right now, but even just to get the at bat and share the opportunity. What advice do you give those who should be hearing about it?
Yes. So it is as good as you've heard. There's a lot of aspects to it. I was a little overwhelmed about the whole idea because you have people talking about, you know, rev share, stocks, splits, education, eXp world, and your mind is like, all of this is foreign because at a traditional brokerage, they don't have any of that.
That's right.
They have maybe the education, but that questionable as well. But the things that about it is, I think you need to look at them in pillars and understand each pillar and only realize it's just like that bathtub. It can be there. You don't have to take advantage of it. If you don't want to recruit people, doesn't matter. You don't have to recruit people. Rev share doesn't matter. You're still only on an 80-20 split until you cap at 16 grand. It's still a better split and cheaper than your traditional brokerage, more than likely. Now, the other thing that sold me was the family tree and the education and the incentive to help. So I went after a family tree that really was focused on building really great teams, and because that's what I want. Now, I have agents that are coming to me that are solo agents. People say, well, eXp, I'm a solo agent, so it doesn't make sense. And I said, oh, well, you're at Century 21 or you're at KW. I'm just picking any brokerage.
Sure.
Why are you there? It doesn't make sense. You're a solo agent. What about eXp means the team? Like nothing at all means eXp and team. Right. eXp is just very friendly with teams, whereas some brokerages are not. So therefore we switch.
Right.
eXp has nothing to do with teams. If you're a solo agent, you can come in and get connected with a great family tree, stay as a freaking solo agent, because you know what? There's solo agents out there that crush it and they're super profitable.
Yeah.
You can do that here.
The majority of the agents are individual agents here. I think it's just that there's so many, we hear about PorchLight moving over. You hear about, Kyle.
Realty, yeah.
Right? There's a lot of them. Yeah, Beer Home team. I mean, it's Mary and her team, team, brokerage. But the majority of agents that are actually joining are individuals. And we have some great individual agents. There was even a new licensee, I don't know if you saw that article, last year, brand new to the business. And he became an icon agent with the company in his very first year. I mean, that's amazing. I love seeing those types of stories.
Does he want to join a team?
I don't know.
I got to beat Kyle and Dan. No. So what the thing is though, is like, so you got the education point. So my family tree, because we have different Facebook groups where we're constantly educating. You also have training online through eXp World. So not only does eXp provide training, the family tree leaders are also providing training. Every single day, there's a different training, multiple trainings on eXp, also in our family Facebook groups.
Right.
So that's one thing. The other thing is the rev share. If you want to be a part of it, great. If you don't want to be a part of it, great. Someone was like, well, eXp stock sucks. And I was like, great. Your company stock sucks too, because you don't have it. So who cares? Don't participate.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you don't want it, then don't take it. We are going to give you free stock though, because all you have to do is sell a piece of property here with us and you get that so-called crappy stock then, right? I mean, there's value.
It's a forced savings account. Right now, I think I have over $10,000 in eXp stock, and I just started with you guys. I think I have more than that. So would I have ever saved that 10 grand in like some random side account? No. But there's some different plans that you can do with it and use that money for maybe your down payment for your investment property or whatever you're working on to get to. And that's something, it's a forced savings. It's a benefit. Mind you, I went from a flat fee brokerage to paying, because I was one of the number one teams there, which we paid almost nothing, like a few dollars here and there, to paying fees. Now, why would I have done that? There's a potential.
That's $1 million question. We get that one all day, every day. So talk to that, especially we're in the land of the West, 100% shop. So yeah, looking forward to hearing this one.
You get what you pay for, period. You can go to freaking Old Navy and buy a t-shirt, or you can go to Nordstrom and buy a shirt. There's different quality. Not saying it's going to be better, but I'm saying there's different realms for everyone. And there's nothing wrong with the 100% brokerages. I loved it. I still love it there. I left on a very good terms because what if eXp sucks? It doesn't, thank goodness. But I left on good terms because one, also I want to be a good person. I don't want to be the person that felt that they did them wrong.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing wrong with like those companies, but you get what you pay for. So with eXp, yes, it does cost me more, but here's the thing in mindset of it. If it cost me 16 grand to do a split with eXp because I'm the team leader, am I going to learn something? One thing, and my market is different. 16 grand isn't hard to come by in commission, so I can't speak for every market. But am I going to learn one thing from Kyle, Dan, Mary, or Tammy, or even further up, Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, all the people in my family tree, Curtis Johnson? I've never even talked to any of them, by the way, because I need to tackle these guys first. Then I'm moving up to those guys. But I got my guys here. But am I going to learn one thing from them? Dude, just the accountability alone, because I don't want to be an embarrassment to the family. I'm like, I got to sell. I got to crush it. So that right there just like amps you up.
Yeah.
So if you're at that flat fee brokerage, great. It works for some people. It's a great place to start a team because I know expenses are crazy. A lot of teams are not profitable. Focus on your expenses. And if that's where you need to be right now, but if you even consider moving to any other brokerage, definitely talk to us about eXp.
Definitely. And you make another great point there too, is that, again, you weren't saying, oh, I don't like my broker, I don't like my brokerage anymore. You're saying, look, I'm going to try this because I think it looks like there's benefits over here. It's a business decision. But if it didn't work out, it's okay. You can go back, right? I mean, a lot of brokers, it boggles my mind that some of these brokers that make it difficult when the team or agent decides to make the move, when you would want to keep that door wide open in the hopes that, yeah, if it didn't work out, again, it's as simple as just moving back. But I digress.
Because if I left a flat fee brokerage and I'm paying more and I'm staying, why am I staying? There must be some value there that you're not seeing.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Makes sense. Mark, we're almost out of time here. Kind of closing statement. Again, I know that, for anybody watching, I know if there anybody who's already talking to you, right? Keep talking to you, keep having those conversations with you and your group. And for anybody, again, if you're already in an active conversation with another eXp agent, keep having those types of conversations as well. But any departing words, I really truly appreciate you taking the time here and joining us and kind of sharing a little bit about your journey here. Looking forward to some great things ahead with you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. But I would say the main factor in what I found in my group is that the more you share, the more you get. The more you partake in situations, the more you're going to get back. You can come to eXp and be a crappy agent. And if you don't put in the effort, you're going to stay at eXp and you're going to be a crappy agent. So eXp is not going to change you, but I think it can exaggerate what you're already working on. Yeah. So just everything that I've had, I was already like, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I'm going for them. So like now it's even more. So just know that whatever you are is going to consistently stay whichever brokerage you go to. If you're a brokerage hopper, there's nothing magical at eXp. We're not going to fix you.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
but if you want some opportunity and you want me to coach you and you want to be a part of something that's magical and like really can change your business and you're coachable, you should come to eXp.
And I saw the Be Different Mastermind. I mean, you guys are opening up playbooks after the whole day, one day event. I mean, things like that. We hear it so many times. Is that the agents and they're the perfect fit. The givers are the ones that are succeeding at the highest level here, and it's strictly because of that, right? And we have a built-in incentive to want to not only help your organizations, but I know you could pick up the phone and call somebody who's not even anywhere near your organization, and they're gonna want to help you.
Yeah, I talk to other people. Like if I need some help on, like, for example, if you are recruiting or someone calls you about recruiting, you want to align them with someone who had that same story prior. So if it's a Remax or a Compass or whomever's switching over, you want to find that Remax Compass agent within our family personally. But if not, you can reach out to anyone at the company and they're more than happy to help because everyone wants the company to grow.
That's right. Mutual success. And then we always know too, success breeds more success. You guys are crushing it in San Diego, all of San Diego eXp. I think I recently saw we were named Brokerage of the Year last year by local associations. So lots of really cool stuff happening out there on the coast. Mark, it's been a pleasure. Thanks again for taking the time and joining us. And we're looking forward to hearing from you and maybe doing more of these with some of the other great people that you're bringing aboard.
Yeah, you can interview me when I get number one brokerage or number one team in San Diego.
I'm ready for it. Ready. Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Make it a great day.
Thanks, Dan.
Another huge shout out and thank you, Mark Pattison, top agent in San Diego. So exciting stuff. And that is going to be a wrap. Make it a great day, everybody. And that is a wrap on another episode of HiiVE Podcast. Thanks for tuning in and give this episode a thumbs up if you like what you heard. And remember to subscribe for future episodes. You can also catch some highlights and other eXp news and industry buzz on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts.